Welcome to Movie Recap, a channel dedicated to those addicted to movies. Our focus is to showcase the best recap of your favorite flick. Sit back, grab your popcorn, and get ready to be amazed by Avatar 2: The Way of Water. Jake, Sully, and Neytiri have formed a family and are doing everything to stay together. However, they must leave their home and explore the regions of Pandora. When an ancient threat resurfaces, Jake must fight a difficult war against the humans. Spoilers ahead. Jake Sully, the chief of the Omaticaya clan and the opening character in the movie, briefly reviews his life since joining the Navi. Along with Kiri, who is the biological daughter of Grace Augustine's Navi avatar, he and Neytiri have adopted the children Neteyam, Loak, and Tuk. Spider, a human boy who was left behind with the human scientists when the previous group evacuated Pandora because infants couldn't be frozen in cryostasis, spends time with the kids as well. The kids consider Spider to be sort of a relative, although Neytiri feels the youngster would be happier with other people. While everything appears to be going swimmingly, Jake's joy is immediately dashed when hundreds of RDA ships start to descend into Pandora, destroying huge portions of the forest and wiping out the animals. Jake holds his wife as they look on in despair at the destruction left behind as Neytiri and their children are saved, along with the other Navi. Colonel Miles Quaritch awakens in his own avatar body 1 year later. After seeing a video log he recorded before his team's previous failed mission to destroy the Navi Tree of Souls before they were all slain, Quaritch quickly learns what occurred as he kills his old friends, all of whom are now wearing their own Navi skins. Quaritch makes the decision to take a group back onto Pandora with the sole purpose of killing Jake after obtaining their new weapons. The RDA has colonized Pandora and established Bridgehead City as well as a mining base there. Jake commands many Navi to use their Ikran to fly attacks against human supply lines and aircraft. In their attempt to join the fight, Neteyam and Loak almost suffered serious injuries. Jake rescues them, but not before reprimanding them for placing themselves in harm's way. Along with the rest of the tribe, the party heads back to their camp. Jake and Neytiri talk about the effects these changes are having on their kids' lives. Spider goes to the Human Research Center with Loak and Kiri where Norm Spellman and Max Patel are still there. As Grace's body lies in the tank, Kiri converses with her avatar. When Quaritch and his squad arrive at their base, General Francis Ardmore greets them and provides an update on their activities since he has been dead. Before explaining how they can take control of the situation, Ardmore lets them know the advantages the Omaticaya have over them. At the precise same moment that the squad reaches the woodland, Spider and Jake's children are playing there. The other children notice Quaritch and his team as they inspect the previous connecting unit for the humans and their avatars while Kiri disappears into the wilderness. Inside the amp suit where he was slain, he discovers his bones. When the bad guys locate the kids, they immediately recognize them as Jake's children due to their 5 fingers. After meeting Spider, Quaritch discovers that he is the boy's father. While taking the other youngsters prisoner, Quaritch summons Ardmore and her team to the scene. The moment Jake and Neytiri arrive on the scene and see their archenemy alive and in a Navi body, they are both in disbelief. Before Quaritch's team starts firing, Neytiri kills some of them. She and Jake are able to reunite with their children, but Quaritch and the remaining members of his team retreat, taking Spider with them. Quaritch intervenes and decides to approach Spider in an effort to gain his trust rather than allowing Ardmore to torture the youngster in order to compel him to provide information about where the clan is located. In order to avoid being subjected to an experiment by the scientists, he persuades Spider to travel with them on their mission. Neytiri and Jake have a conversation about having to leave the tribe because they are now the target. While Jake convinces Neytiri that staying put is best for their kids and the rest of the tribe, Neytiri does not want to leave her house. He transfers control of the clan to Tarsem, another warrior, and departs with Neytiri and their kids. The Navi Mekayina clan's ancestral home is on the eastern seaboard, hence they fly their Ikran in that direction. Tanawari, the clan's head, and his expectant wife Ronald assemble with the clan. While Ronald and other tribesmen are quick to look down on Jake and his children because of their half-human lineage and the possibility that they may bring their dangers to this place, Jake asks for sanctuary on behalf of his family. Tanawari, however, praises the Torak Makto for what they have accomplished and permits them to stay. He also gives instructions to his children Aonung and Sireua to teach Jake's kids how to adjust to their oceanic environment. Spider serves as Quaritch and his team's translator for the Navi language, which they are still learning, as they lead Spider through the forest. Quaritch also succeeds in forging a stronger bond with his own Ikran than the Omaticaya did. Along with Aonung, Sireua, and Ratso, Jake's kids explore the reef with them. Sireua demonstrates how they bond to the aquatic species in a similar way as the Omaticaya link to their own animals. They converse with them using sign language. However, Loak is immediately pulled through the water and knocked off as he tries to connect to a creature. Kiri, who has a closer bond with the animals, assists one of them in interacting with Tuk. The Tsuret, which can move both underwater and in the air. Loak approaches Sireua, who demonstrates to him how to improve his underwater breathing. He also uses aquatic animals that breathe when they are lying on their backs to move him and his sisters deeper. But because Kiri is viewed as a half-breed, Aonung and Ratso are hostile toward her, which causes Loak to punch Aonung in the face. When Neteyam enters the altercation with Aonung's companions, Jake reprimands his sons for their misbehavior. Loak is compelled by Jake to apologize to Aonung. After he does, Aonung invites Loak to go hunting with him and his companions. They make it all the way till they fool Loak into pursuing a beast, right before an Akula attacks him and his prey and kills his mount before pursuing Loak. The Akula tries to go for the kill despite Loak's attempts to swim back up before he runs out of breath, and only a Tulkun named Payakan can save him. Following Payakan, Loak discovers a harpoon lodged in his fin. By removing it, Loak wins Payakan's trust. Kiri, who has been feeling different recently as a result of what she has been seeing, is addressed by Jake. She asserts that their deity Iwa's heartbeat is powerful and that she can sense it. She is given the reassurance that she is healthy from Jake. The group then witnesses Loak's return. Tanawari chastises Aonung for having taken Loak beyond the reef when it was banned, but Loak takes the fall for everything to protect Aonung. Jake warns Loak that his behavior has brought dishonor to the family, but Aonung learns to respect Loak. Loak shares his experience with Payakan with his siblings, Sireua, and the other Metkayina. Sireua then informs Loak that Pakayan is regarded as an outcast among the other Tulkun. Sireua leads the others to the cove of their ancestors and shows them how the land appears during the eclipse after Loak tries to speak with Payakan to discover more about his past. She also directs them to the Metkayina tree of souls underwater. Kiri is able to see and speak with grace when she connects to the tree. But shortly after, Kiri had a horrible seizure and her siblings returned her to the shore. Before Ronald tries her hand and is able to resuscitate Kiri, Jake has Norm and Max try to aid but they are of no use. Unfortunately, Quaritch learns from his teammate Lyle Wainfleet that Norm and Max's gunship was detected by a radar. When the villains discover that Captain Mick Scoresby and Dr. Ian Garvin are running a whaling ship, it gives them the upper hand because they are already after Tulkun for his anti-aging secrets. The Tulkun, especially Ronald and her soul sister Roa and the Metkayina form a close friendship. Soon Quaritch and his group will arrive. They brutally murder a Tulkun and threaten a Metkayina woman if they don't reveal where Jake and his family are. Spider cries out in horror and begs his father to stop. The bad guys then start setting their houses and trees on fire. To entice Jake to them, Quaritch commands his men to attack. Loak makes another attempt to confront Payakan about what he did to make him an outcast. When Payakan opens his mouth, Loak is able to enter and unite with him. In Payakan's recollections, Loak can see that he assaulted the whalers because they had murdered his mother and other members of his family. Sireua believes in Loak after talking to him about this. The whalers shoot inflatable-filled harpoons at the Tulkun, including Roa and her infant, piercing their fins as they launch their attack. When Ronald and the other Metkayina arrive and take their material from her, Ronald cries out in pain at the death of her soul sister and her kid. Along with a large number of enraged Metkayina, Tanawari and Ronald blame Jake for bringing the bad guys to their territory, as they predicted would happen. Jake instructs the Metkayina to alert the Tulkun before more of them are slain after pointing out that they will be marked for death with the whalers' trackers. Neteyam cautions Loak against going to warn Payakan, but Loak still goes. He goes after his brother, then Sireua, Aonung, Kiri and Tuk. They come across Payakan, who has previously been tracked. After alerting Jake via a phone call, Jake and Neytiri set out to save their children. Attacking first, the whalers target Tulkun and the children. Metkayina warriors join Jake and Neytiri in the battle. During the struggle, the children are taken prisoner and kept on the boat. Quaritch commands him to stand down when Jake and the others arrive, holding Lo-Ok at gunpoint to demonstrate his seriousness. When Payakan notices his soul brother in danger, he dives out of the ocean and slams down into the ship, taking down 3 whalers in the process. The Navi take advantage of this opportunity to attack. They are able to slay the majority of the whalers with the aid of Payakan and the Mekayina. When Scoresby tries to harpoon Payakan, killing the crew and also severing Scoresby's arm, Kiri utilizes her abilities to control the ocean environment to kill some whalers after the kids escape. Spider turns against the other humans as well and reunites with his Navi clan. Neteyam saves his siblings and their friends during the conflict, although he is wounded. When the family arrives at a rock, they make an effort to aid Neteyam, but he passes away from his injuries. The rest of the family is crushed, and Neytiri weeps in sorrow over the death of her son. Quaritch reveals to Jake that he is holding Kiri and Tuck prisoner in a phone call. Jake enters the sinking ship with Neytiri, Spider, and Lo-Ok for the decisive fight. As Jake approaches his adversary, Neytiri brutally slaughters Quaritch's men as payback for Neteyam. Quaritch appears with Kiri and a knife to her throat after Jake frees Tuck. Spider gets grabbed by Neytiri, who then threatens to kill him. After Neytiri cuts Spider across the chest, Quaritch concedes and allows Kiri to leave despite his initial attempts to hide his concern for his relationship with the youngster. Jake resolves to put an end to the situation by having Quaritch fight to the death after Neytiri rescues the children. The family is submerged as the ship begins to entirely come down. Quaritch is fought by Jake until he is able to put him in a chokehold and allow him to submerge. When Lo-Ok finds his father, he is told to leave without him because Jake doesn't believe he will survive. However, Lo-Ok helps his father breathe by using the technique Sireua taught him, and they escape with Payakan. In the meantime, Kiri calls forth the sea life to assist her in rescuing Tuck and Neytiri. Spider dives into the water to save Quaritch, where Jake formally adopts him as a son. Tanawari informs Jake that he and his family are now Mekayina and are welcome to stay as Jake gets ready to say goodbye to him. After that, Neteyam's family performs a funeral for him and learns that he has joined Iwa after being handed to the Tree of Souls. When Jake and Neytiri connect to the tree, Neteyam is visible to them through memories. Jake makes a promise to keep fighting for and defending his family since he recognizes this place as their new home. We really hope you enjoyed today's recap of Avatar's Way of Water. Please leave a comment below on what you loved about the movie and why. Be sure to like the video and please don't forget to support our channel by subscribing so you don't miss any amazing content. Until next time, lights, camera, action. We look forward to seeing you in our next video.